You're listening to the Trading Bear Podcast. This is episode 27, The Daily Show.
Mystery player. New prices. Position.
Midfielder.
Start price.
£2.11.
Current price.
£8.21.
PB.
18p.
MB.
£1.16.
Dividend yield.
16.4%.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining again. In the news today, the share split has been completed with a move seemingly going very smoothly indeed. It will certainly take a while to adjust to working with the new prices, including guessing the mystery player on each show, but it's great to see another idea/project finish without a hitch as Football Index continues its rapid growth. Elsewhere, Real Madrid deny that they have made approach to sign Kylian Mbappe, so says a report in Marca today, claiming Madrid know the player is unattainable this summer and will instead pursue Liverpool's Sadio Mane and Eden Hazard of Chelsea. And Yannick Carrasco puts European clubs on high alert once more as the 25-year-old Belgium international, currently playing in China, stated, "My idea is to return to Europe. There were clubs interested in signing me in January, but my current club wanted to keep me. But I am now hopeful of a future return." And on the back of that news, we've seen Carrasco rise 4p today. Let's have a look at the other main risers and fallers today now then. And today's standout riser was once again Raheem Sterling, who went up 76p today, but I've spoken a lot about Sterling in recent episodes, so I don't want to spend too much more time on him. Elsewhere, the other two risers in third and fourth place were Neymar and Pogba at 45p and 40p respectively. Their prices now sit at £8.44 and £8.21. Remember, of course, these are the new prices and have been divided by 3 since previous episodes. So there's absolutely no surprise that these two have gone up, as psychologically they now appear to be much more cheaper for the average trader, and hence the growth in those two in particular. Further down the list, there's an interesting riser, and it's Reiss-Nelson, the online Arsenal winger currently playing in the Bundesliga for Hoffenheim. Now, he's largely been forgotten about in the past few months. At one point early on in the season, he was side by side in price with Sancho, the two having the obvious similarities of being two promising youngsters playing in Germany. So why has he been forgotten about in recent months? Well, simply because he hasn't been playing. And it's only in recent days that Reiss-Nelson himself has revealed as to why he hasn't been playing, and this is what he had to say. "I was late to training. I was 20 minutes late, and that's something I need to learn from. I've been out there for 10 months now by myself. It's not been easy, and I haven't had my brother about. I've got to do my own shopping. I haven't got many friends out there, but it's my job and I'm there to play football." So those direct quotes coming from Reiss-Nelson himself, helping explain why he hasn't been in the starting 11 or even in the matchday squads in recent times. In the rest of the article, it goes on to say that Reiss-Nelson and the manager have now made up, so hopefully he'll now appear in more squads. And if not, I expect him to come back at Arsenal in the summer and make a challenge for the first team there during pre-season. So Reiss-Nelson there out of the favour of his manager plans in recent months, and we now move on to those players that are out of favour in the last 24 hours. So the first of those fallers is Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's gone down 18p today and now sits at £4.28, and this is simply just a market correction to the rocket that he's had in the past few days. He's gone from circa £9 to circa £13 pre-share split prices, and failing to score in England's match away to Montenegro on Monday night was always going to lead to a slight drop down today. Other than Callum Hudson-Odoi, there's only really been minor falls in the market, as we've seen yet another great day for the market as a whole, up over just shy of 2,000 points. One of those minor falls today was Ronaldo, and Ronaldo fell 4p, and this is on the back of his hamstring injury sustained during Portugal's 1-1 Euro 2020 qualifier with Serbia on Monday night. But Ronaldo himself has allayed any fears today that this will be a long-term problem, stating that he hopes to be back in 2 weeks, ready for the Champions League match against Ajax. Let's move on to some of your questions now then. Today's first question comes from Marek on the main forum, and Marek asked, "With the new dividend payouts now live, what area of dividends will benefit the most? PB, MB, or in play?" Firstly, if you're unsure of the new dividend table, head over to my Twitter page at TradingBear1, where I've posted the payouts for each type of dividend. As a very quick summary, all the dividends are now either 1p, 2p or 3p, with the exception being on treble match days where the top forward, midfielder and defender will receive 5p per share. On that same graphic next to the dividend table is this week's payouts. So today, Wednesday and Thursday will be treble media days. Friday will be a single match day as the club games get back underway. And Saturday, Sunday will once more be treble match days. Back to the question though then, and what area dividends will benefit the most, PB, MB or in-play dividends? Well, let's have a look at the raw percentage growth for each category first of all. And again, you can see this table on my Twitter page. And you can see that the highest growth rate is actually in the in-play dividends section. With the assists going up 200%, goals for defenders and goalkeepers going up 100%, and then goals for forwards and mids 50%, and a goalkeeper clean sheet 50%. So in terms of raw percentage growth, the new dividend table benefits those players creating assists most of all. And certainly the in-play dividends is a market that Football Index are hoping will attract the new traders. With this in mind, I expect to see a surge on in-play dividend players. Remember that your in-play dividends only count for the first 30 days that you buy a player. So strikers like Zapata, Jamie Vardy, Jamie Mata, Quagliarella at Sampdoria, all these players I predict will be fairly popular in the next coming weeks. And again, I expect this to be a trend. I don't think this will be a long-term thing, but certainly in the next few weeks it will be the latest trend to buy in these in-play dividend players. So after the in-play, which is the best category? Well, after that you're looking at a single match day. And for each position, the new dividend table has actually got an increase of 50%. So 2p for each star player, and then an extra penny for the overall star player on a single match day. Which section is therefore the worst for the new dividends? Well, the category that's seen the lowest rate of growth, and again it is still growth, it's not a decrease, is the double match day. So the double match day isn't worth as much as it used to be before, in relative terms compared to a treble match day or a single match day, with those dividends for the star forward, midfield and defender going up 13%. So overall then, we see that headline figure of 28% average across the board for dividends, but it's the in-play dividends that will receive the major boost, certainly in the short to medium term at least. Today's second question comes from Sideshow Slob on Twitter. Yes, you heard me correctly there. And Slob wants to know, where is the best place to look for those clubs with the best upcoming fixtures? And he's put in brackets, in-play dividends. So certainly, Slob, when you're looking at in-play dividends and those best players to go for, you want those players that have the maximum chance of gaining those dividends, i.e. those players that have the most amount of games in 30 days, ideally at home, and even more so against lower opposition. Now there's two ways that I'm going to recommend here for looking at fixtures. The first is completely free, and I personally use BBC's website, so head over to bbc.co.uk/football, and on there you can pick a relevant team, and then just click on their fixtures and you can see all their upcoming fixtures for the next month or so. So that's great for a particular club, and if you don't want to pay anything for those fixtures. However, my number one way for looking at the best upcoming fixtures is to use Index Gain's fixture schedule report. Now it's worth noting here, I have no affiliation whatsoever to Index Gain. I just find their reports highly useful. Now, in order to use this fixture schedule, you will have to be a premium member, and this is currently available for the price of £8.49 for every month. So for the price of a fish and chips and a can of Coke, you get access to a wide variety of data, including the really useful fixture schedule and actual match data, including the PB base scores, how many assists the players got, how many goals they've scored, how many minutes they've played in, and so forth. I'd highly recommend it, certainly for any portfolios that have 4 figures or greater, and even if your portfolio is fairly small in the 2 or 3 figures, it's still a great product, and if you're spending a lot of time on Football Index, £7.50 a month isn't going to break the bank, and it will certainly help you pick out better trades. And again, you can head over to my Twitter page, TradingBear1, to see an example of this. So I've taken a screenshot with the 6 La Liga clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, Alaves, Girona and Seville, and you can immediately see those fixtures in green being the easy fixtures and those in pink being the harder fixtures. And I'm looking at the screenshot now and I can see that Barcelona have 8 games coming up in the next month, including matches against Espanyol, Huesca, Villarreal, and of course the doubleheader against Manchester United in the Champions League. I personally find these fixtures lists invaluable for the smaller clubs, not so much for the larger clubs, as you don't tend to find much value in IPD players for larger clubs. But certainly the smaller clubs with a regular goal scorer, like Quagliarella at Sampdoria for example, having this fixture schedule list is a great resource indeed. And that's it for this episode. You can download and subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify and Podbean. Head over to the website to send in a question, tradingbearpodcast.com. Alternatively, you can find me on Index Gain or Twitter under the name Trading Bear. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the Mystery Player.
Mystery player. New prices. Position.
Midfielder.
Start price.
£2.11.
Current price.
£8.21.
PB.
18p.
MB.
£1.16.
Dividend yield.
16.4%.
Trading Bear. Today's mystery player was Paul Pogba.